This is the 2019 Infiniti QX80. Now, 2 decades ago, the experts told us that body-on-frame SUVs with big V8s, this very truck, would be gone. Yet here it is. And not only is it big and strong, it's plush and quiet too, which means I could rip out all these trees behind me and I wouldn't even hear the park ranger yelling at me. This SUV is for people who like size, toughness, and lots of leather. But there's a lot of other SUVs that do that too. And now that we're 9 years into this generation, I've got to wonder, would you be better off driving one of its competitors? In a beauty contest, the QX80 hides the beast pretty well. Infiniti refreshed this truck last year for the 2nd time since 2015, and it really does look good. The front has the smooth, tapered appearance of the QX50 with these slim, elegant headlights flanking this thick chrome grille. Even the hood curves gently. But then you see these hunking side mirrors, the tall doors, and the flat, boxy profile. The QX80 is very proud to not be a crossover. For 2019, the QX80 gets a new top-of-the-line trim, the Limited, and guess what? That's what we're driving. It comes with this exclusive gray paint, 22-inch wheels, stainless steel running boards, and the Infiniti logo projected onto the welcome lighting. Overall, everything looks good, but there's some weirdness to the QX80's design. For example, Infiniti crafted these really reflective, shiny taillights up here, but fitted the turn signals down here on the rear bumper with cheap incandescent bulbs. It's really weird on a $90,000 SUV. And also, these doors look really solid. And you open them, they kind of feel like tin. Hop in and grab this leather handle, because it's a long way up. The Limited upgrades the QX80's interior by a big margin. We've got 2-tone leather seats with micro suede inserts, more leather all over the dash, more micro suede on the roof, wavy contrast stitching, and this unique ash wood that's stained a light gray. It's very intriguing, and most important, it feels rich. All QX80s have a richly appointed interior available in many colors, but this particular black and white is exclusive to the Limited. Unfortunately, as comfy as these front seats look, they don't offer much lateral or lumbar support. The QX80 seats 7 and comes with 3-zone climate control. For $250 extra, you can delete the captain's rows chairs for another bench to make it seat 8. But these rear bucket seats are where it's at. Not only are they roomy, they're also heated, they recline, and this cushy center console is wide enough to arm wrestle the guy next to you. They also tip forward with the push of a button. The 3rd row seats fold flat, but because they do, adults cannot fit back there. There's just not enough leg and foot room. But look what you get. There's 95.1 cubic feet of cargo space in here. I know people living in Brooklyn who don't have this kind of space. Even with all those seats up, it's still a sizable 16.6 cubic feet. It says 5.6 on those fenders because there's a 5.6 liter engine under the hood. It's a V8 with 400 horsepower, 413 pound-feet of torque, a 7-speed automatic, and rear or 4-wheel drive. The QX80 weighs as much as a studio apartment, and yet it's quick. Sounds awesome too. Now, there's no sport mode, no adjustable suspension, and no paddle shifters. It just fires away like it's going off to war. Oh, that's such a good sounding V8. You don't get that in most SUVs. With all that grunt in the stiff chassis, the QX80 can tow up to 8,500 pounds, which is more than anything in the segment. There's a low range for the 4-wheel drive, and the independent suspension is on all 4 corners. Plus, there's a rear self-leveling air suspension. Yes, it'll still clunk and rattle over bumps, but it's much more composed than the Lexus LX570, as is the steering. It's not precise, but it's not unwieldy. Just right for keeping such a mammoth SUV on the road. Our QX80 had the hydraulic body motion control system, which is similar to what McLaren uses on its supercars. It removes the anti-roll bars and helps keep body roll in check by pressurizing fluid into chambers mounted near the wheels. That sounds impressive, but even with that high-tech solution, you'll never forget how top-heavy this truck is. You also won't forget the fuel gauge. I've been averaging 15 miles to the gallon, which is god-awful. The EPA rates the QX80 in rear-wheel drive form at 14 miles per gallon city and 20 highway, and for four-wheel drive at 13 city, 19 highway. Any way you look at those numbers, it's one of the thirstiest vehicles in this class. The QX80 has all the power accessories you could want, plus a 15-speaker Bose stereo and standard forward emergency braking with pedestrian detection. It's got this 8-inch touchscreen, navigation with live traffic, apps, the usual stuff. But it's old. Real old. The infotainment system froze on me multiple times, locking out this screen and most of these buttons below. And the map is just terrible. It's so low resolution and crude. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are not available. And just look at this central screen. Like, seriously? So many features just aren't even offered. Panoramic moonroof, head-up display, nice massaging seats. You won't find them in the QX80. The switches also look dated and cheap. The coolest and most up-to-date feature in the QX80 is the rearview mirror. It's a regular mirror, and suddenly, it's a high-res widescreen camera display that expands your view tremendously. It feels like magic. But it's kind of sad when the most innovative feature in your luxury SUV is a mirror. I mean, I'll take it, but can I also get Apple CarPlay? You don't need to spend $91,995 like our test car to get a nice QX80. Frankly, doing so would be silly. The Range Rover is a superior choice, as is the Lincoln Navigator Black Label and the Mercedes-Benz GLS. The 2019 QX80 starts at $65,400 and can be optioned with most of the features on my test car, like the many driver assist, 22-inch wheels, and softer leather. And in that way, it's a much better value against the Lexus LX570 and Cadillac Escalade. The QX80 Limited feels special, but given how lacking it is in technology, it's just not worth that kind of money. The 2019 Infiniti QX80 is competitive when it's not optioned like this. Now, I love the power, the style, and all the lavish interior materials. And there's no doubt this is a tough and capable truck. But the infotainment system and all the screens are beyond dated. It also doesn't ride or handle as well as newer full-size SUVs from BMW, Range Rover, or Lincoln. Thanks for watching. Would you take the QX80 or one of its competitors? For more details, check out my full review at CarGurus.com and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.